And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And joining us courtside, reporter David Aldridge. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Lonzo Ball out there with Kobe White. Then it's Josh Giddey. Then it's Buzelis. And it's Vucevic in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Dallas, Daniel Gafford is out there with Davis. Then there's Irving. Then it's Thompson. And it's Washington in at the small forward. RJ, this one has a bit of an old school feel to it, doesn't it? These teams love to run things down low.
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a matchup, Kevin. A little bit of bully ball, you could say. Having a center you can run your offense through makes the rest of your offense that much better.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Pass to Buzelis. Here's Ball. To the inside. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
It doesn't take much to get Buzelis up to the rim. He just pops off the floor and is right there.
From about 19 feet, and Davis gets it to go on the assist by Thompson.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And the foul called on P.J. Washington. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Washington against Giddey. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
A point guard getting up like that? Boy, that is special.
Now here's Davis. From past the arc. Hits the three-point bomb. Davis has got 5 now.
For a big man, Davis can really finesse it.
And Richard, talking about Anthony Davis for a second here. When healthy, still one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah, his health has always been a question mark for quite a while, Kevin. But make no mistake, when AD's good to go, he's one of the best players in the world.
Here's Gafford. Another 3 for Dallas.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
The Bulls have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Vucevic with the bucket.
Too easy for Vucevic. He feasts from these interior spots.
Davis finds Gafford. Chicago grabs the miss.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Fast break, here they come. And then Washington with the dunk.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind. And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Pass to Gafford. Almost, but it rolls out.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, I briefly spoke with Jason Kidd. Dealing with Lonzo Ball's playmaking was at the front of his mind. He told me Lonzo's a tremendous decision maker, so we've got to be quick to close off the passing lanes. We can't let him create easy baskets. The goal is to keep Ball's impact as a playmaker down to a minimum. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. And we know injuries derailed last season for the Bulls, Greg, but with an aging core, you wonder where they go from here.
I mean, the Bulls are kind of stuck in the middle of things as it now stands. Not quite good enough to make a run in the East, but not in a position where they need to start over.
Here's Davis following the basket by Lonzo Ball. Fires the three. Buzelis grabs the board. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for Chicago. It's a three-point game.
There is no doubt that Ball brings his flight gear to the arena. The man has a little bit of bounce on him.
Now, here is Irving. Fires the three. Drills the three-pointer. Irving's got 6.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. Dinwiddie is checked in for Irving. And the Bulls making a change also. Jones checked in for Josh Giddey. Outside, Ball. White, wide open, he fires. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
An assertive offensive player. White knows he has the green light to rise and fire.
The three from Davis. And it's White with the rebound. Bulls have gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense. Some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Ball with a wide open look. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. The Mavericks have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Davis, the pass to Gafford. A three-pointer off the mark.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
Yeah, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Now, here's Dinwiddie following the miss by Lonzo Ball. And Jones over to help. Shoots. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
And the whole floor is in Dinwiddie's comfort zone as a shooter. The confidence translates into great shot making.
Vucevic is screen on Washington. And it's Ball penetrating. And Ball slams it in.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
3-second difference between shot clock and game. Dinwiddie against Jones. Outside for Davis. Back to Dinwiddie. Pass to Davis. Over Buzelis. And there's Davis. That's good on the assist by Dinwiddie. Davis has got 7 points in the game.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
There will be some letdown at some point, but these teams, they are built to score, so.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. It's Dallas up by 3. We're back after this from American Airlines Center. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And you can't turn it over against this team. That's a recipe for disaster, and we're seeing the results of that.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. They trail by 3. So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. They've got Josh Giddey. Jones is out there with Dosunmu. Then it's Jalen Smith. And it's Williams at the 4. Smith finds Williams. And Giddey gets it to go. 6 points for him.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Pass to Irving, puts up a deep three. Chicago grabs the miss.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Even though he is capable of hitting that shot, I'd like to see him work for a better look in that situation.
Lively against Giddey. Dinwiddie for three. Cans it from downtown. Richard, you've talked a lot about how underrated longevity has been as a factor in measuring some of the all-time great players.
Well, when you think about Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, the only way to achieve greatness in the statistical category is to have longevity. So obviously greatness and longevity coincide.
And here are the Mavericks now after the Bulls pick up 2. To the wing right side. Here's Lively. That falls. Great assist by Marshall. Lively's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Bulls trail by 5. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin. Bulls coach Billy Donovan keeps perspective. He says, I used to come back from a tough road loss, go straight to the office and pull an all-nighter, trying to figure out what went wrong. My highs were too high and my lows were too low. You have to realize so much of it is just luck. The breaks of life. Kevin?
That's right, D.A. We respect Billy Donovan as much as any coach in the NBA. But a good outlook there, you're right. Hey, thank you. And Jason Kidd is called timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with this guy. Look for Dallas. Daniel Gafford comes in for Derek Lively. It's Thompson in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Then for the Bulls, Vucevic comes in for Jalen Smith. And it's Lonzo Ball in for Dosunmu. Mavericks leading by 3. Thompson in the corner. Dallas moving it around. And here's Marshall from the arc. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
The high basketball IQ of Klay Thompson, finding a better look there.
And for Klay Thompson, Richard, he's entering a different part now of his career.
And it happens to all of us. Father Time is undefeated. But Klay's game, his ability to hit threes at an elite level, that is not going anywhere, Kevin.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And I like what he did at the line a season ago. How about 81%?
Dallas has gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Now, here's Marshall. He's guarded by Williams. Gafford kicks to Marshall. Pass to Christie. 4 on the shot clock. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Outside, Ball. Back to Jones. With the drive, and Thompson sends it back.
Nice aggressive defense from Thompson. Getting all over the shot and knocking it away.
On the left block, and Dallas again with the bucket.
And that one was on a platter. He won't miss those very often.
Bulls trail by 5. Outside, Jones. Pass to Vucevic. Mavericks with the rebound. Thompson right side. Outside Irving. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists in the game. Irving against Ball, and there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Some changes for Chicago. Buzelis is checked in for Patrick Williams, and it's White in for Trey Jones. Now here's Ball. He has 6. Here's Buzelis, banked in off the glass.
And you'd like to see Buzelis use that size inside rather than just settle for the jump shot.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. 14 feet away. Not enough on that one as it misses. And so it's Giddey with it. He brings it up for Chicago. 6-point game.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
A point guard getting up like that, boy, that is special.
Here's Christie after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Moving it up. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
And a solid playmaker, White has a great sense for when he should look to give it up.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. A different look for Dallas. Anthony Davis is checked in for Marshall. P.J. Washington comes in for Christie. And it's Williams in for Kyrie Irving. Williams, he's checked in for Chicago. Dallas has gone 4-7 on 3-point shots in the second quarter. To the middle. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Gafford.
That pass wandered off target. Can't lose focus on the little bitty things.
Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And that is a huge block. Given how close this game is, a stop like that was right on point.
Chicago trailing. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
3-pointer. The shot by Buzelis, no good. Mavericks have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Thompson looking for an opening. That one drops for him. Thompson's got his second basket.
So when you say pure shooting talent of Thompson, yeah, it's remarkable, but there is a ton of work that goes into that.
Outside White. Williams with a clean look. Buries it from 3-point range. Williams has got 5 points in the quarter.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. And the Bulls making a change here. Dosumu's checked in. Outside Ball. From outside the arc. Rebounded by Gafford. Gafford's got 4 rebounds in this game. It's stolen by Vucevic. Pass to Buzelis. And he gets it to go from the high post. Buzelis has got 8.
Oh, smart pass there, setting up Buzelis in a position to cash in.
Thompson for the triple. Good! Thompson makes it look so easy. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Ball surveying the defense. Pass to Buzelis. And here is Dosunmu. Here's Vucevic with 2 seconds left. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Mavericks lead by 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Jason, a hard-fought first half. How do you assess the game so far?
We're going to need everybody. And the one thing we got to do is we can't settle. We got to keep attacking, get the ball in the paint.
Use that length to your advantage. Thanks, Jason. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You have to like what you're seeing, guys, from Josh Giddey.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for the Bulls. Trailing by 2. Thompson is out there with Irving. And there's Davis. Then there's P.J. Washington. And it's Gafford in at the 5. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Jason Kidd. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
And that is an absolute heartbreaker of a turnover. In a close game like this, that might be enough to impact how it ends.
The wide open look here for Vucevic. No good on the quick 3. And here are the Mavericks now. Arguably one of the best bigs of his generation, Anthony Davis. I know you admire his game.
Well, he takes over the game on both ends of the floor. You would look at a Tim Duncan, a Kevin Garnett, a guy that can beat you with 5 blocks, or a guy that can dominate the post and score 25 a night.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Coby White became one of the top candidates last season for Most Improved Player. He says, I always tried to just let the work show. I wanted to prove that I could be a starting guard in this league. Just got to continue to get better every day, be aggressive, and be who I am. Kevin, back to you.
All right, D.A., love that attitude. Giddey the pass to Vucevic, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
Superb focus there from Vuce, accepting the contact like a champ.
For Chicago, they have shot just 1 free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
What's up? What makes Vuce so tough is the combination of size and athleticism. Defenses are always trying to figure him out. That's why this man is a double-double every night.
And Thompson kicks to Washington. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 4th assist in this one. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Giddey against Gafford. Giddey, no good. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Davis, the pass to Gafford. Down low. Stolen by Ball. Davis against White. Here's Vucevic. They grab their own miss. And White with the stuff.
And at 6'5", White more than capable athletically, like the aggressiveness there.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Mavericks making a change here. Marshall's checked in. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. And here's Washington outside. Buzelis grabs the board. Buzelis has got 5 rebounds tonight. White tries again, and that one drops for him. White's got the lead up to 6 now for Chicago.
Yeah, attacking the interior is something White does well. He's crafty, and he makes good adjustments against the defense. A shot like that is a polite way to say, hey, coach, bench me.
Not only a terrible shot, but also at the worst possible time. That's just not a good idea.
Now, here's Marshall after the miss from Vucevic. And here's Washington outside. Shot's good. Marshall making the play. Washington's got 6 here in this quarter. Pass to Buzelis. Back to White. And White with the stuff.
And you can see the passing ability at his size. Buzelis is all for getting it to his open teammate.
That'll be a 5-second call. Patrick Williams, he's checked in for Chicago.
Bull substitution. Number 44, Patrick Williams.
Here's Vucevic. 5 points in the game. Giddey, no one around him. A three-pointer, no good. Mavericks trailed by 5. 3, Marshall sinks the three-pointer. Marshall's got 6.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
Here's Ball after the Mavericks pick up 3. Pass to Giddey. Shot clock at 5. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. He's got 14.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Now, here's Marshall. 6 points for him. Good on the triple.
I respect how hard Davis works to involve his team. Doesn't want this game to be a one-man show.
Here's Giddey. The Mavericks pull it in. Gafford's got 6 rebounds in the game. And here's Marshall from the arc. Another 3 for Dallas.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, and you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
Irving with it. Defended by Giddey. Basket counts. And now a 3-point Maverick lead. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Mavericks.
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
And one other thing they have done well has been scoring in transition, looking to run whenever they can.
Things really clicking for them at the offensive end.
They're making good decisions, not wasting these opportunities.
Superb concentration from Irving. He's excellent at sticking with his shot through contact.
Dallas shooting their first free throw of the game.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
Derek Lively, he's checked in for Dallas. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Washington. The Bulls also changing it up. Smith checked in for Vucevic. Dosunmu comes in for Ball. And Jones subbed in for Josh Giddey. For 3, Marshall hacks in there. Davis with the assist. Davis has got 3 assists in the game. Bulls trail by 6. Poke loose. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got 7.
And in tight, Dinwiddie's got a good sense of how to be effective. Whether it's with the power or finesse, he can find a way to beat his man.
Smith wide open. He fires. It's rebounded by Dallas. Davis has got his 6th rebound on the night. The prayer from beyond half court is off the mark. Over in the corner, White. Back to Jones. Jacks up a 3. No good on that one. Got it up. Oh, and he got it.
Oh, wow. Oh, incredible buzzer beater there, guys. This crowd is going wild.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be. And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Here's Irving. So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. We've got Williams. Dosunmu is out there with Jones. And it's Smith. And it's Giddey in at the small forward position. Bulls trail by 11. Here's the floater. No good. Mavericks shooting 61% from the field, showing some marvelous touch out there. Dinwiddie's shot is off. And so it's Giddey with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. With some arc, and he lays it up and in. Giddey's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Bulls. Mavericks leading by 9. Pass to Marshall. Smith with it. We've played just over 1 minute here in the 4th quarter. There's the 3. Nailed from 3-point land. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to who can get the stops down the stretch, because that's who's going to come away with this win.
A different look for Dallas. Edwards, he's checked in for Marshall. And it's Thompson in for Christie. Chicago also making some changes. Collins checked in for Patrick Williams. And it's Lonzo Ball in for Dosunmu. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Well, I got a chance to listen in on what Jason Kidd was talking about with his players. Now, he kept it simple in the huddle. He said, play smart. If we don't beat ourselves, we walk away with the win. Keep it simple, and we got this. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, David. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Following the 3-point basket by Dallas.
Surprising he didn't bury that, but hey, it happens sometimes.
And finished off by Lively.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. And Chicago has possession. They trail by 11. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And they need more where that came from. They're not out of this hole yet.
Got that one up quick. Lively's got the lead up to 12 now for the Mavs.
Ooh, that's a clever pass there by Kyrie, getting the ball to the guy for the better look.
Foul. Kyrie Irving, 4th personal foul. First team foul.
Now here's Giddey. Smith outside. From deep, Collins. Dinwiddie with the rebound. Mavericks leading by 12. Pass to Lively. A 3-ball. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Well, Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Giddey, the open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 5 assists in the game. Dinwiddie gets to Edwards, and the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Chicago making some changes. Vucevic, he's checked in for Zach Collins. Ellis comes in for Smith. And it's Kobe White in for Trey Jones. Now, here's Ball. To the paint. Wants to get it to Giddey, and does. Got it. Good job in the low post. And it's now 22 points here for Josh Giddey.
Such a good facilitator. Ball has nice touch on that pass.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. A different look for Dallas. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Derek Lively. Anthony Davis comes in for Edwards. And it's P.J. Washington in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Dallas leading by 8. Thompson for the triple. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
The Mavericks have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Offensive rebound. Here's Gafford. Back to Washington. Beyond the arc. Gafford kicks to Washington. Knocks down the 3-ball. And the Mavericks lead by 11.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Effort like this makes you wonder if they've already packed it in for the game, ready to go on to the next. Got to at least show a little heart out here.
That one goes. Count it.
Just a stellar rebounder. Vooch, look, he relishes getting those extra offensive rebounds.
Pass to Ellis. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That will be foul number 5 on him.
Second team foul.
There's Ball with the 3. Rebounded by Gafford. Mavericks leading by 9. Launches it. Another 3 for Dallas.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
I think when you've got it going from three-point range, you've got to keep it going. It's a good way to kind of pile up the points quickly. Making the floater look this smooth is not as easy as it looked. It's a challenging shot.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Chicago ball.
Ball against Irving. Inside, Giddey. Up again. It's rebounded by Dallas. 1:14 left in the fourth quarter. And again, the turnover by the Mavericks.
Horrible mistake right there. You hate to see unforced turnovers like that.
.111 left to play here in the fourth. Now Ball. And Ball slams it in.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
A point guard getting up like that, boy, that is special.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Mavericks.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
And this team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for Kyrie Irving.
Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And it's White missing. Thompson passes to Washington. Puts up a deep three. Out to Thompson. Here's Washington. Can't drop the tough three-pointer.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Yeah, they got to be disappointed with this result.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. Well, what an impressive performance.
You aren't exaggerating. You don't get to 20 rebounds without having a special talent for grabbing misses.
Thompson dishes to Irving. And here's Davis for three. It drops. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. Some good moments throughout. All right, DA, thanks again. And that'll wrap it up, folks.